our eras are the same when it came to drugs. There's no such thing as fucking microdosing.
No.
Like, that's a new era term to justify it's okay to go do drugs. As long as you're not doing an 8-ball of cocaine and you're doing a bump, it's microdosing. If you're not doing an 8-ball, if you're not doing an eighth of mushrooms and you're doing like a half a gram, it's microdosing. So these terms that this new world has come up with is actually fucking people.
It's a little bit pregnant, right? It's a little bit pregnant.
That's like it reminds me of like, she went down on me, but we didn't have sex. I didn't really cheat on you. It's a joke. You're minimizing the topic or the issue,
the effects,
and hiding it to just say, like,
to justify you can
just do it or don't do it. I'm just going to take a little bump. It's okay. It's like I ate that candy on the way here. You can't help yourself. It's like, fuck you.
I had 2 of them.
He's like, you just can't fucking help yourself.
I'm like, you can't even help yourself.
I took a mint candy on the way in here. He's like, you just can't fucking help yourself.
Microdosing.
And I said, I'm microdosing. It's just that's my but that sugar affects you. And if I did another one later, microdose.
Well, the thing is, and if any of the people that I've spoken to in the last week about this topic, I'm not talking shit on you, so please don't take it that way. But this is just a serious thing to have a conversation about, because I don't understand first of all, where did this whole microdosing idea even start and why?
Yeah.
Second of all, in what world does it justify trying to get away from problems? Because if anything, all you're doing is amplifying your issues. It's like Jordan Peterson says, conflict avoided is conflict multiplied. So you're going to avoid issues. You think that by microdosing or doing certain things is going to solve.
Are they coming off or going on?
No, so they came to me afterwards. They thought that if they would microdose, it might help them with certain issues, whether it's from the past or whether it's current addictions. Like if you're an alcoholic, so you're going to microdose to get away from alcohol, or if you're a drug addict, you're going to microdose on other things to get away from those.
So they weren't doing it before. They just started to do it as an outlet.
Correct.
So that's a gateway in itself.
Correct. Because they're using that to get away from their past. They think that it's going to unveil and open up past traumas and have a better understanding of themselves.
That's the worst thing you can do is put yourself in a situation where you're weak. Right? Yeah. Like you go in a strip club and you say you can't look. You're addicted to strippers and I'm just gonna go in, but I'm not gonna look.
Right.
You're gonna step over the line, then they're gonna do more because your body's gonna get used to that amount.
Yeah.
The euphoria, right? And then you're gonna take more and then you're gonna do more. Next thing you know, you're gonna be on the street calling Sean, I don't know what happened. Sean's like, dude, I told you, stay away from it.
Because every time your resistance and your tolerance goes up, you're going to take a little bit more, and you're still going to call it microdosing, but because your resistance is higher. Well, then the next time it's up, I'm still microdosing, but now you're at a fucking 8-ball, and you're still microdosing.
And the thing is, it's the why. Why did you start it? Right? You know this. Why did the person start it? Why were you escaping from?
Because they were told that microdosing helps them understand their past issues or current issues that are taking place. And it's the fucking wildest thing to me. And before, I didn't think much of it. I was just like, whatever. Until, like I said, this last couple of weeks, I've had a handful of people reach out to me, and I'm like, in what world did you think that doing this is going to get you to be in a better place or have a better understanding of yourself? Because all you're doing is going down a different path that's still going to cause additional issues. You're going to get addicted, and then you're going to think that you're going to resolve all your issues by doing drugs, even future problems.
Right. When you served, were there guys that drank like at the wrong time, I guess, so to speak?
There's guys that were...
And did they have access to like coke and drugs and stuff, or no? Is it
more so alcohol?
Is it out there?
It was alcohol, because I was anti-drug because of my dad, right? He died, supposedly of the heroin, but there was feds involved and all that stuff. But I saw my grandmother have the alcoholism. My dad that he didn't really have died, and so I was afraid to do anything. I was afraid. I was, I want to say square, but I was like, I didn't even want to drink. I didn't do weed. I didn't do shit.
That's how I was, because it kind of, I don't want to say ruined my dad's life, but my dad had definitely a 12 to 18 month period where he kind of fell off the wagon or fell off the deep end.
Oh wow!
And
but I saw the alcoholism.
Right,
I saw it. We would get on the choppers going into the jungle. People were drunk.
Really?
Yeah.
Just to cope.
And now that looking back, there's the pain pills.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a big one. It was
because they had those for you because those were needed.
We had morphine.
Cases.
We had pain pill. We had everything. Everything was accessible.
Right.
The combat medics that we had. we had basically we almost would, it'd be like going into the police station, into the evidence room, and just
Right.
signing off, taking what you
All
want.
you had to do is just say, I've got pain, right?
And, yeah,
boom.
and they say, here, all those SFs, let them go. We have a free pass at anything
What's
we want.
SF?
Special Forces.
Oh, Special Forces.
You
Sorry.
know, let them go. Do your thing.
Right.
Whatever. Hey, so we're going to talk over here. Just take what you need.
Right.
And me, I'm like, oh, cool, more ammo. These
Right,
guys are
right.
like taking
More
pills.
ammo.
Here, man, you want some?
Yeah.
And you got to go to combat with these guys.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a scary
But
thought.
the only thing that I would do, I would say this, that I drank when I'd get back. We go to the red light district in Frankfurt, or we go somewhere on a little 3-day R&R, and we party like rock stars. And so, but I didn't have alcohol in my rooms. I didn't drink on the regular. It'd be once in a blue moon. But
Right.
the last time I did that, we went down to Frankfurt, right downtown, the place called the Marble Palace, and this is when it was 2 Deutschmarks to $1. So $30, you had the best looking woman ever, right? And I was drinking, and the pagers went off. I said pagers.
Yeah.
And we went on alert, and we're all 3 sheets to the wind.
Oh my God.
And then within an hour and 20 minutes, we're on a C-130, locked and loaded, and we're all drunk.
Fuck.
Now, that's crazy. If you weren't drunk, would you be? Were you like? Did you guys have like fear at any point, or no? Like, there's no time for that with that, right?
No,
like, it's just
You
No.
kind of like automatically sober up.
Yeah, and you can compartmentalize stuff, right? Like, it's a fight or flight syndrome.
But here's the
Right.
thing, but most people can't do that because that requires like a whole different level of self-awareness to be able to shut it off. Because I've been in a situation where, oh man, I was on a 1/4 ounce of mushrooms. I just smoked an ounce of weed with one other person within a 20-minute sitting, 30-minute sitting, and we had done a few lines of cocaine. So like I'm
It's so crazy. I can't even picture you
I'm
like
fucked.
that because I only know this
and
version.
As like we're halfway through the night, it was 4 of us, but me and one other person, we shared half a pill of ecstasy. Not a lot because we were just like, hey, let's just up the fucking up the trip. And then one of our friends just starts having a really bad fucking trip, like just starts melting down. And I was like, oh man, this is not a good time. We're all having a good time. We're sitting at a friend's house in a massive trampoline that's already netted, and crystal clear sky, moon, stars. You can see everything. And out of nowhere, he starts talking about how the net that we're in is turning into this giant fucking spider web, and just starts tripping balls. And I was like, fuck. And I started to listen too close while I started to see what he was talking about. And I was like, oh no. I was like, we got to get this dude home. So instantly, from all those drugs, I was able to turn it all off,
Wow.
get in the car. And they're like, dude, you're going to kill us. And I was like, no, I'm good. I'm like, just everyone shut the fuck up. Let me turn on the music, all windows down, cold air blasting. Takes us 10 minutes, just no one fucking talking. Let me focus and I'll get us home crystal clear. And, got us home. But I was able to turn it off and just,
Wow.
laser in. But it takes a lot of awareness to be able to do that. And it was rare. But when I saw him freaking out to the degree that I was like, if I don't get him home, this is going to turn into a really bad night that could end up in the hospital. So I was just like, okay, let me fix this real quick.
We would sober up by the time we got there because of the flight, right?
Right.
But we would. I got mad when people were shooting at me. I got pissed off. I was like, this motherfucker shot at me.
Right.
And then I think everybody kind of leveled up to that level. Like you play a video game, you kind of start out and you're scared and hiding and you're camping. And then you get to the point where you're like invincible.
Right.
We all thought we were invincible. And I saw guys get shot. He's like, fucking shot, this motherfucker. And then we weren't afraid.
Wow.
We were that passionate. But to answer your question, these guys were popping pills in gunfights like candy, numbing the pain. And then I understand it was a mental thing because it wasn't so much the body. They had to escape. But then after it was over, I'd have...
Oh, the come down, the withdrawal is like...
I'd have insomnia. I'd have PTSD, didn't know what it was. I was jumpy, edgy. I just couldn't... I'd sit in a corner and I was looking over my back. And then you'd wake up in a cold sweat because you remember what happened.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the channel. If you like what you saw today, find value in what you saw, please share with your friends and family.
And make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to this channel, and in the comment section below, let us know which topics you would like us to cover in the future.